Good evening, everyone. Hospitals across the country, including right here in Acadiana, are now using their emergency surge plans.
That means they're converting other departments into intensive care units amid a potential spike of coronavirus patients. 3's on the Street tonight. Our Chris Welty joining us live from Lafayette General with more on the work that's underway. Chris.
Marcel, Jim, doctors and leaders here at Lafayette General say they are prepared for an increase in patients. Earlier this afternoon, they held a virtual news conference to give us better insight on their COVID-19 response efforts across the healthcare network. Each day, doctors and leaders at Lafayette General Health evaluate the coronavirus pandemic and their overall plans.
To discuss where are we at with our surge plan, where are we at with our capacity system-wide, are there any needs across the system in regards to PPE, ventilators, and we discussed how we can move those resources around the system to ensure that everyone has what they need.
David Calicod, president of LGH, says the system is still concerned about a surge of patients like hospitals have seen in New Orleans and other areas of the country.
You know, we haven't seen that dramatic surge. It's been a steady increase in patients, but we've learned an awful lot.
The healthcare system is cautiously optimistic moving forward after new models showed less of a spike of COVID-19 cases. Despite that, LGH has revised its masking policy at the recommendation of the CDC. Some areas are reusing masks as much as possible, and others are using homemade masks.
In the areas in which we have COVID patients, we are particularly careful with the infectious nature of that, so we did not reuse surgical masks in those areas. But in general, the other areas we use it as long as it is not damaged or soiled.
Throughout this unprecedented time, Lafayette General is making sure their staff is well rested and not only taking care of their physical health, but also their mental health. Each shift begins and ends with prayer.
Making sure they have the tools and equipment to do their job, and then reminding them to take care of themselves and rest when you can rest, when you're off, take off. And we've seen some good feedback from them and some learnings as well.
Like so many other hospitals, Lafayette General is moving staff to help where needed. They're also using virtual tools to check in on patients to limit the number of people exposed to the coronavirus. 3's on the Street live in Lafayette. Chris Welty, KATC TV3.
Our Lady of Lourdes is also implementing precautions on all of its campuses. Masks are being distributed to all staff and doctors, and visitation at the hospital remains restricted. And now to today's numbers. All parishes except Tinshaw Parish are reporting cases of COVID-19. More than 1,400 additional cases were reported today, bringing the state total to 16,284. Deaths have risen by 70, bringing the total to 582. And almost 2,000 patients are hospitalized. 519 of them, or just over 26%, are on ventilators, but the number of patients needing ventilation is down today by 33. The coronavirus total in Acadiana is up to 956, and 27 people have died, including one new death reported today in Lafayette. The only parish not showing an increase in cases today was Evangeline Parish.
New tonight, Congressman Mike Johnson and Senators Kennedy and Cassidy are calling on the Federal Bureau of Prisons to take decisive action to address the COVID-19 outbreak at the federal prison in Oakdale. At least 5 inmates have died of coronavirus there. The members of Congress call the situation unacceptable. New information to a story we told you about last night right here on Acadiana's News Channel at 10. A St. Martinville police officer who's accused of spreading misinformation about COVID-19 has been reprimanded. According to the department, all officers are currently undergoing training about the facts of COVID-19.
People in St. Martin and Acadia parishes are moving around a bit less. According to a website that tracks GPS data, Lafayette Parish received the highest grade of a B- in Acadiana, with all other parishes earning a D. The state as a whole earned a C grade, a C- grade in average mobility, And travel is down about 50%, with non-essential visits seeing about a 60% decrease. And when it comes to air travel, the numbers are way down. Tonight, we're getting a better sense of the impacts COVID-19 is having on the aviation industry. Katie Easter has the story, new tonight at 10.
Lafayette Regional Airport remains open, but passengers I spoke with say they were only one of a handful on their flight.
A lot of empty seats. There's just me by myself for the most part in my own row.
Colin Acord flew to Lafayette from Maine for work. His last flight had a whopping total of 17 passengers. He says even on the larger planes, there was more room than usual.
They weren't serving any food or any drinks on the flights too, so that was different. Usually get a water or a bag of chips, something like that.
According to data from the TSA, nationwide on April 6th, there were just over 108,000 passengers screened. Compare that to 2.3 million 1 year ago. Lafayette Regional Airport reported that in February, they had more than 18,000 passengers. In March, they had 9,000.
I mean, I can see it. I can definitely see where the numbers are coming from. Their airports are dead. None of the restaurants are open. And
for some passengers, the empty airports are a huge awakening.
This quarantine is real. Everything is really happening. You know, the news and media, I thought at first they were just projecting this to a level that didn't need to be, you know, it didn't need to be vaulted to that kind of level. But, you know, you keep reading and find out this thing is actually really bad.
The effects are also visible on air traffic. This time lapse from AirNav radar box shows air traffic on March 5th. Compare that to April 2nd. In Lafayette, Katie Easter, KTC TV3.
Here's Rob's 24-hour forecast.
Mostly cloudy and mild across the area tonight. Few peaks of that supermoon out there, but overall plenty of cloud cover. Temperatures are going to be holding into the lower 70s through tomorrow morning. Then tomorrow, after morning clouds, I think we see a little in the way of afternoon sun, so temperatures getting into the mid to upper 80s. The heat index approaching 90 degrees, but at least we'll have a nice southwest breeze tomorrow afternoon. Going into tomorrow evening, might see a risk of a shower moving into Louisiana after midnight tomorrow night, but overall our best rain chances holding off later this week, starting late Thursday, then again this weekend. Near term though, cloudy to start the day, temperatures lower 70s for tomorrow. Then we get into the mid to upper 80s, 87 the projected high, with that heat index up to 90 to 92, believe it or not, almost feeling like summer out there tomorrow. As mentioned, some showers on the way late Thursday and a pretty good chance of storms this weekend. Full details coming up in a few short minutes.
Well, thanks to a Karen Crow woman, first responders are getting a chance to indulge in a sweet treat for their hard work. Kathy Dorsey with Louisiana Praline Factory is delivering desserts to law enforcement agencies and hospitals. Today, she made a stop at Lafayette General.
We were wanting to give a little bit back to the community and the people that are working hard on our front lines and supporting us with the essential employees, and we understand what they're going through and want to support them and give back a little bit of appreciation for what they've done for us.
Right now, you can donate a freshly cooked meal to emergency room and critical care workers at several Lafayette hospitals. 232 Help is accepting monetary donations for their Healthcare Heroes Meal Fund through the Community Foundation of Acadiana. To donate, go to cfacadiana.org/232help. Coming up, forced to choose between protecting your health and exercising your right to vote. A controversial day in Wisconsin as many headed to the polls. We'll have that story coming up at 10:19. But first, Rob's back with his full forecast. You're watching Acadiana's News Channel tonight at 10 o'clock.
Detectives with the Crowley Police Department are seeking the public's assistance in identifying a suspect wanted for monetary instrument abuse that occurred on March 6th and March 9th of 2020. The suspect visited two local businesses and cashed out counterfeit video poker vouchers at each, both in the same amount of $827. The suspect was captured on video surveillance. He is described as being a white male, approximately 35 to 45 years of age, tall with a medium build. His hair is dark in color and he has facial hair. If you're able to identify the suspect, you're urged to call the tips line at 789-TIPS or download our P3 app on your mobile device to report your tip anonymously. All callers will remain anonymous and can receive up to a $1,000 cash reward for information leading to an arrest in this case. Be the difference. For Crime Stoppers of Katy Parish, I'm Sheriff KP Gibson.
If you have any information on this crime, call Crime Stoppers at 789-TIPS. You could earn up to a $1,000 cash reward.